perfect dab pen or overpriced? The Puffco Plus is one of the most talked about, hyped up, portable wax vaporizers on the market. But is it worth its price tag? Does it hit as good as everyone else says it does? Find out in this honest and wallet-friendly review as I share some insight from my experience so far with the Puffco Plus dab pen. I've seen a lot of Puffco Plus review videos out there, both in polarizing in really different directions, so I want to be able to give an unbiased and honest review for anyone out there who would be interested in getting one. I'm sure many of you have seen videos about this pen before, maybe on Eric Kahn's YouTube channel or elsewhere, but for those of you who haven't, the Puffco Plus is the latest iteration in Puffco's line of portable wax vaporizers. It's got a really sleek design with a nice glossy finish, and it features a coilless atomizer, and it's got a little dabbing tool on the inside for convenience, I guess. Now, the Puffco Plus seeks to be an all-in-one wax vaporizer. No need for the torch or wax tool, right? I was really impressed with the packaging and just overall aesthetic of the product. I'm a fan of sleek kind of minimalist design, and this pen definitely fits that bill. It kind of reminds me of opening an Apple product like an iPhone. There's not too many words or graphics, and even the feel of the box kind of reminds me of the iPhone box. I also like to have it felt light in my hand and, well, a little weighted, not too heavy though. I kind of prefer lighter feeling wax pens, and I was really amazed by the built-in dabbing tool as well. For me personally, I hadn't seen too many devices at the time with a built-in dabbing tool. I know that there's much more now, but, so it's really easy to operate the device as well. You turn on the device with 5 presses, change temperature with 3. There's 3 different temperature settings, and you turn on a sesh mode with 2. Now the sesh mode heats the atomizer, the chamber and stuff like that, continuously for 12 seconds. So it's perfect to pass that around, or even just take one fat old rip like I do. So this Puffco Plus is marketed more as a pocket e-nail more than a portable wax vaporizer on the website. And I think that this distinction is intentional. It's trying to emphasize that you have to treat the product with care, which I'll get into later. So my first hits out of this thing I thought were incredible. I loved the airflow, amount of clouds and vapor, and the taste. You can get a lot of really flavorful turby hits out of this thing. I'm someone who prefers flower in a bong or a traditional dab rig, but I'd be lying if I said that the Puffco didn't make me start waning on that preference. The hits are extremely quality out of this thing. The ceramic chamber was also really easy to clean too. There's no coils to deep clean or move around, which isn't something a lot of wax pens on the market can say. I found that simply cleaning with a Q-tip after every finished hit/session helps you ensure that you're getting maximum flavor. But I definitely think you should dip your little cotton Q-tip or whatever you're using to clean it in a little alcohol. It helps the cotton not stick to your chamber or anything. There's one caveat I noticed in my first week of using the thing. The Puffco got really hot really fast. On its lowest temperature setting, maybe 3 to 4 sesh mode uses would get it pretty hot, 2 to 3 for the green and white modes. It isn't too hot to hold, but it can be too hot to hit if you have trouble adjusting your lips over the silicone mouthpiece. It doesn't really affect you too much if you're truly using this on the go. If you're truly using this on the go, I don't think you're gonna be, ripping it for 3 to 4, 6+ sesh modes like I was, just doing that at home. But overall, I was really impressed with the product, and I immediately thought it was worth the price tag. $89, and depending where you grab it, maybe $100 plus tax. But I'd never hit something that gave me that much flavor, and it was in the palm of my hand. Discreet, easy, portable, and it really hit hard. And those are kind of really the basics you want in your wax vaporizer, really.
So now for, I guess, the most important part, how it holds up after extended use. Is it a durable product? Well, when I first heard about the Puffco Plus, I admit I watched like 3 videos and immediately said, fuck it, I have to try this thing. And I was really sold easily by the other YouTubers I had seen. The clouds are great, and everyone kept talking about the flavor, just raving about it, and I was just excited. I was excited waiting for it, and as I waited, I looked up more things about it and videos, and then I saw something that made my heart jump. I immediately thought I jumped the gun. I didn't do my diligence, and I'm gonna get bent in the ass for us. And you know what? I kind of did. So one thing I learned a little bit before my Puffco came in was to never tilt it. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Even when you think you're not tilting it, when you're holding it up to your mouth, you're probably tilting it. Hit it vertically. There are 4 holes inside the ceramic chamber that help airflow, and they can get clogged with some of your concentrates. It can be from splatter from melting, or maybe a little excess from a really big hit. Either way, while your device is still hot, that excess or splatter can seep into the air holes and clog them when it cools. I've seen people say that the chambers were designed to have a really low shelf life, so you have to buy them again, and that they're really overpriced for replacements. And while I can't agree on the design purpose, I can agree that they are kind of overpriced. It's about $25 to replace one atomizer, and you can buy them in a pack, but I remember when I tried to buy them in a pack, it said that they were sold out of 3 and 5 packs, which makes buying them individually as 3 each without the pack a lot more expensive. For reference, it's $60 for 3, but it's $25 for just one. So if you bought one individual one each, it's $75, and it didn't change in the cart when I did that. So yeah. Anyway, it was about 2 weeks in one of use when my Puffco got clogged. Now, this wasn't my fault. I was with a friend, and I had told him several times to not tilt the device. And what does he do? He gets a phone call, and he immediately sits the device on its side while it's hot and still on sesh mode full of product. Like I had just given it to him, and I thought he was going to hit it, and he didn't. I didn't notice until 3 to 4 minutes later, which by then it was already too late. It worked just fine for a little bit more, but then it was clogged. The clog was really bad. It started off just okay. I could get a hit if I unclogged the airflow by hitting it really hard, but it began to put a strain on my throat. Eventually it was so clogged I couldn't unclog it by hitting it anymore.
Okay, try to repeat after me. And the drums. Too bad that didn't kill me.
I resorted to trying to use the sesh mode to heat up the device as hot as it could get and clean out the chamber. The idea was to get it hot enough to melt whatever was clogging the airflow, and this worked, but I had to do it through 2 to 3 battery lives. So for 2 charges of the battery on the pen, I was using sesh mode to just heat it up and clean. And the pen got really fucking hot while doing this, and at one point I had to put on gloves because I couldn't take the heat. After this, I found that the chamber, while still low clogged, started working fine. And it definitely heals much better when it's not clogged at all, but I'll still gain decent vapor. The difference is very, very noticeable. Easy clogging means no big hits too. Having a lot of melted concentrate creates an even higher chance of clogging the plus. I know that some of you out there love packing fat globby dabs, and hey, I love those too, but this is just not the kind of product you could do that with. I mean, you can make some really good clouds even though it's just a little bit of concentrate. Believe me, it's actually really good. Another thing I found out after using it for a while was that the built-in dabbing tool, while it's really nice, it doesn't do too much. I found that a lot of the time I was getting products just stuck on the tip of it or along the base. Splatter from concentrates also got on top of the part of the dabbing tool, which got it sticky, and the stickiness pretty much spread from here to here and to here. Though I'm not entirely sure how it got there. It could be a leaky atomizer or chamber, which is another thing that is kind of a knock on them. I wish it wouldn't have leaked, or had that possibility of me thinking it leaked. I was also a little disappointed with the battery life. I mean, I was getting about 5 to 6 uses on the sesh mode on the hottest setting, with a bunch of manual hits spread between. For portable use, that battery life's pretty good. It's really good, actually. It's definitely something you can bring around with you for the whole day and have it last, especially if you're having a busy day and only have some pockets of time to sneak a hit. But for me, I was using this a lot at home, so I just wish it had a longer battery life and faster charge time, just because I just wanted to keep hitting it. You know, can't complain too much though, because the recharge time is only 45 minutes, and that's not too long, you know, unless you're really impatient. Some pros and cons. Pros. big hits from small amount of concentrates. Super flavorful, easy clean, no wasted product, good battery life, design and weight and feel. Cons: the clogging, the heavy usage, low battery life for heavy usage. The heat you feel when you use the device too much, and the fact that you can't take too many globby hits. Oh, and also the dabbing tool not being that useful. So for its extended use score, I'm giving the Puffco Plus a 6.7 out of 10. To be perfectly clear, a 6.7 is really good on my scale. If you want to average it to something closer to yours, I'd know that to me an average score is about 4.5 to 5. So yeah, at 6.7, this is definitely a buy. It would have been an 8 if the chamber didn't clog so fast, or if the clog didn't affect the hit, and also if you were able to hit the pen without having to keep it perfectly vertical. And it definitely would have been a 5 or 6 if the chamber had clogged harder or all the way. I mean, the reasoning behind the 6.7 rating is that this is almost on a $100 product, depending on where you get it. And I mean, you could spend a little under that, but still, it's like almost $90. It's not the cheapest portable wax pen / pocket e-nail on the market. There are a few others out there, like the Air's Quasar, the Yukon Evolve Plus or Magneto, the G-Pen, Max Pens, and so on. But compared to all the other ones I've just listed, the Puffco gives you the full flavor that you want out of your product with big clouds. I think that this pen is definitely worth the investment if you're someone who won't be using this heavily throughout the day, or if you're someone who's not going to be packing humongous globby hits. Like you know, if you don't see the need for that, but you're still a fan of having some concentrates maybe every other day or something like that, then this is definitely for you. You know, for its battery life, the style, and just overall quality of build, it's just perfect for on the go. So, how will you know this pen is for you? Well, if you got about 100 to 140 to spare, I say go for it. The 140 figures if you want to be proactive and buy things like a replacement atomizer or a mouthpiece. And if you really want a wax pen that gives full flavor of your concentrates, this is it. I don't think I've tasted anything or tried anything that's come close to this in terms of wax pen. But if you need something portable, discreet, easily usable without extra accessories, then this is also for you. The built-in dab tool, like, while I don't think it's the best for the pen itself, it's definitely very convenient. So if you didn't want to bring around a tool and you're just walking around the city, like, it's definitely like convenient to use. But this pen might not be for you if you're someone who dislikes cleaning their products. I think I've said this a lot of times throughout the video, but I am not kidding when I say you should be cleaning this after every use. I messed up by not doing that, and I'm pretty sure that's why I have stuff all over the 510 thread and the connectors and all that stuff. It's a delicate product, but it can definitely last a long time if you put that care into it. You also might not like it if you're someone who only wants to take huge hits. I mean, a big hit's kind of subjective, but I guess we'll say a big hit in terms of the Puffco Plus is anything above 0.3, and I think even 0.3 is a little bit too much. It's definitely possible to do that, but then you're going to clog your Puffco. But all in all, I think that this is a great device with a few design flaws that prevent it from truly dominating the market.